Hello, it's Vicki Gillow from Cornwall with another how-to video. As you know, I'm Community Engagement Manager for Abbeyfield, and I've become very aware of the need to try and communicate with people with some lovely activities because it's so good for our well-being. Next week is Valentine's Day, and the theme of love is obviously very important to us at this moment. So I think it would be lovely if we do some activities around that. And I've got 3 exercises, one of which is a lovely printing exercise that we can put on cards and we can do multiples of to send to friends, family, people we care about, and of course your Valentine. So I've done one lovely little one which is around rainbow of hearts. Obviously got the duplicate hearts there, and there's just one here simply with a love message with these lovely heart balloons. So today's exercise is how to make a presser print to send to friends. So we're going to have a look at how we do a polystyrene print, and the prints are very simple. They're just 2 colours, the colour of the paper and also the colour of the printing ink you choose to use. So if you have white paper, you will have a white line. If you have blue paper, you will have a blue line. It's that simple. And the prints are literally pieces of polystyrene like this, which are recycled backs of pizza bases. Okay, so it's that cheap. So we're going to recycle something that we have that might go in the bin, and I've simply cut them into small squares. And when I say small squares, they could be as tiny as this, making little stamps. In order to get your design, I often use my sketchbook to work out ideas. I've drawn out several rectangles, and into those I draw a design for my heart. Here I've got my rainbow of hearts, which is lovely and is themed with the idea of thanking the NHS and all the carers. I've also got this heart within hearts, which is lovely, and that you are in my heart. And also I've got these floating hearts here, which is also very nice. So I'm going to go with one of these designs. I'm going to just do another one of the rainbow hearts, but this time with the love written into it as well. Okay, so how do I go about doing this? So I take my presser print and I use either a pencil or you can use a biro. Biros are very good because they can press nice and smoothly and have a nice smooth line. If you've got a slightly blunt pencil, it's slightly better. I'm going to do my rainbows circling like I've done before, like this. Okay, I'm actually going to do an invert of this. I'm going to do it the other way, because when this is printed, you will see, you must be aware of this, it actually prints the other way, like that. So I want my heart to go this way this time. So I'm going to invert that design, which means I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm literally going to arc my rainbow, and I'm pressing just a little bit hard, there like that, and then one more, round like that, and I'm going in just deep enough. Have as many rainbow colours as you want. I'm just going to go for the 2 lines this time, and deep enough so you can make a print but don't go through all the way through to the back. And in here I want the word love. It's really important that when we write the word love, we do it back to front, because when you print it, it reverses. So you're doing mirror print here, and I'm actually doing upside down in mirror print to show you. I'm just going to turn that around for you so you can see like that, love. And in this, I'm going to put a big heart in the foreground. Notice I'm drawing it first a bit lighter, and then I'm going in a bit darker with it. And my hearts are getting smaller as I'm going up around my rainbow, like so. And you can make them really quite simple, so the shape is very, very definite. And then I'm going to do my second row of hearts. And it is this simple. Because this is waterproof, you can actually print straight off this. You don't need to use any PVA on it to dry. And believe it or not, these can be washed off and used over and over again. I do it for Christmas cards, I do it for birthday cards, and you can keep this and use it again and again and again, making sure that it does look like a heart as much as you can. Okay, and one more here, going a little bit deep to begin with there, light to begin with, and then go in with a bit more definition, because then that way you don't have the polystyrene splitting. So simply like that. So I've got 2 rows, word love, very similar to this, but the opposite way round. Now I'm going to show you how you print it. So over on my other side, so I've split this plastic tray. You can use a normal old plastic tray. This is old bit of Perspex. You can use glass, but obviously this is safer. One side is going to be my dry area, which is my drawing area, and one area is my wet area. I've simply put from my paint, this is quite nice thick paint. I've used acrylic paint, but if you've only got gouache, you could mix a bit of PVA with it. I can use simply just the paint, or if I've got some print extending medium, you can use that as well, but that's not necessary, that's optional. So I've put my paint down, can you see it's like that? I can mix a little bit of that print medium with it if I want, to extend it. And I can simply paint it on. Make sure there's not too much on your brush. Simply like this. And can you see that as you go over, some people make rubbings of these first so they can see the design. If you go over like this, you can see roughly what the design is going to look like. Now, painting like that, I'm going one way and then the other, not making sure there's any clumps, but it's nice and even, is a perfect way of doing it. The other way, which is what the professionals do, is in your wet area, you get your roller, you roll it until it's not too sticky, and then you take your printing roller, if you can still on the Perspex, so you're not getting it on your table, and you're covering it like that until it's kind of nice and matte. Roll a bit of that off because you can see it's a bit sticky. So in actual fact, I've got a nice even base. So whether it's painted or whether it's rolled, you can do either way. See, I've got my hands a little bit mucky there, so I'm just going to wipe them off before I go, or wash your hands before you go to the dry area. Wet wipes are good for that actually. Okay, can you see I've just used normal cartridge paper. Remember, if you use a coloured paper, you will have a different coloured line. And simply in the dry area there, I'm going to take my piece of paper, my first piece of paper, and try and centralise it if I can. But you can always trim off any excess. Just there. I think this is going to be a little bit wonky at the top, this one. And I'm going to use my clean hands to rub the back of this. See, I've got a little bit of ink on there, but no matter, because I'm probably going to mount this. I'll show you one more print after this. Make sure it's nice and evenly rubbed, and that's a little bit light, but you can see the word love. And my second print will be stronger. I'm going to just go one more for you. It's always a little bit stronger on the second print. So I'm going to put a bit more on there, be a bit more robust about it, and put that down. Then go for a slightly bigger piece of paper, go to my clean area, place it down, like so. Quite definite about it. I'm going to rub the back of it. Obviously take a little bit more time and wash your hands in between, or use a wet wipe, but give it a really nice press. Because normally you would have a dry roller to rub the back of this, and I haven't got another roller, and you might yourself not have rollers either. So using literally your hands just to pull it off like that. And there's your next print. Now do one more for measure, but this time just painted. You might even find it's an even better print because it's your third print, and I'm going to be a little bit more juicy with the amount of paint I'm using. Now, if you're really clever, some people use blended colours. So go from one colour to another. I'm going to make sure that even though I'm using a brush this time, I'm doing it nice and even. Okay, like so. Taking my wet paint off, getting another little bit of paper, pressing it over and using my clean hand to rub that one, going right around the edges like so. And I'm really hoping that's going to be nice and strong for you. So the word love, really nice little image there of a rainbow of hearts with the word love. And can you see that love is the right way round because I inverted it? Now you can actually take 20 of these off. These last really, really well, these lovely little prints. You can wash them, you can put them in a drawer and use them again. You could do this in multiple colours, you don't have to use red. And remember, if you change the colour of the paper, you can actually have a different line colour each time.